We're going to reconvene from closed session at 6:30 p.m. I'm going to read the board protocol. The Board of Trustees of the Porte Independent School District is now convened at 6:30, and I wish to extend a warm welcome to everyone present. Every student's success is our number one priority. As the Porte ISD Board of Trustees, we're here to set goals, adopt policy, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and communicate the district's vision and success to the community. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. School board meetings are open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. Audience participation is limited to the patron presentation portion of the meeting. Board members may not respond to the public comment section. These proceedings may be recorded, and I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking. Thank you for taking time this evening to join us and for your interest in the Porte Independent School District. At this time, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would join with me in pledge allegiance to the United States flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You join me with the pledge to the Texas flag? Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. And tonight, the invocation will be given by Mr. Lee Wallace, Board Trustee.
Okay, so we pledged together. I think we ought to pray together one time. Would y'all join me in the Lord's Prayer, please? Thank you.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank y'all.
You may be seated. We go to item 6, public comments. The board will now hear those who wish to make comments and who have completed and returned the public comment participation request. This section will be conducted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act and board policy. Complaints and concerns for which other resolution channels are provided shall be directed through those channels. And we do not have any comments in the box or submissions online, so we'll move on to item 7, reports, and we have the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. President and members of the board. Today certainly is a great day to be a Bulldog. It's hard to believe that this fall semester is quickly coming to a close. Do I hear an echo? Sound like we're at Wrigley Field or something. While we have been faced with the serious challenges due to COVID-19, in just a few short days, we will all be able to say that we've managed to finish the semester strong. We offer our sincerest thanks to our principals, teachers, support, parents, and to our board for their unwavering support this semester. Our staff has been challenged through both our virtual and in-person learning models, and yet we have managed to see that our students receive a solid education. Back in August, we didn't think we would have ever completed a full 9-week game football season. We witnessed a cross-country team make its way to the state meet. We witnessed to see our marching band advance all the way to area competition, which is this coming Saturday. All the while, 40 LaPorte High School students were named AP Scholars, and the district is also home to a 2020 National Merit semifinalist. Students and staff health and safety have been our number one priority all along, and we continue to do everything in our power to mitigate the negative effects of COVID-19. Our district's financial standing continues to be strong and poised to address any issues that we might face in the future. And our focus on helping students reach their academic potential has remained very clear. The state of our district, ladies and gentlemen, is strong. Great districts are the mirror reflection of a great school board, a great community, great staff, and great administrators. We offer our sincerest thanks to all, and we wish everyone under the sound of my voice a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. We look forward to the time when we can all return without the loom of COVID-19, social distancing, deep sanitations as our daily routines. I bid you a happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jackson. We move on to item 8, public hearing and consideration and possible adoption of a one-time incentive and retention payment for certain classes of employees, and I'll open the public hearing at 6:36 p.m.
This is your time to talk, people.
Yeah.
Anybody has anything?
Is anybody from the public wishing to speak on the consideration and possible adoption? Okay, hearing none, then we'll close the meeting at 6:36 p.m.
Mr. President, could I request that you go back?
Sure. Okay, I'll reopen the public meeting at 6:37. Public hearing at 6:37 p.m. Sorry.
Thank you. As a citizen and a member of the public and a connection to the district, what I'd like to say about this, obviously the inference is there. I'm not sure how many of you have heard rumors or whatever, but the idea is whether or not you think all employees should be offered an incentive for working triple time and double time and everything else ever since COVID started. And that's going to be the purpose of what we're considering. And my only concern is this one phrase that I think we need to clarify for the record, about payment to certain classes of employees. That disturbs me.
Rhonda, would you like to kind of make a statement on that?
I think it's a legal thing.
Hello. That just means that some of the temporary student workers, game workers, and substitutes. So if we don't clarify that it's not everybody, then we have those questions. But it is every employee.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. I am aware of that, but just to have the statement be put in a public record concerned me. So thank you for...
Any other questions?
No, I don't have any other questions.
That was my fault. I made them put that in there.
Well, darn you.
Way to go, Chris.
Leave it to the lawyer to do that.
But he didn't get up here.
Oh, yeah, right. Thank you, Rhonda, and thank you, Chris. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from the audience or from the board? Or any statements or comments? Okay, and then we'll close the public hearing at 6:39 p.m. And then, board, I'll seek a motion. Under action item, that's right. Yeah, okay, I remember. Okay, sorry. Okay, then we'll move on then to item 9, consent agenda. A, determine and approve any consent agenda items. We have B, approve board meeting minutes. Number 1, regular board meeting minutes, November 10, 2020. Number 2, call board meeting minutes, November 17, 2020. C, receive principals' reports. We have number 1, the Early Childhood Center, 2, Bayshore Elementary, 3, College Park Elementary, 4, Heritage Elementary, 5, Jenny Reed Elementary, 6, LaPorte Elementary, 7, Leo A. Rizzuto Elementary, 8, Lomax Elementary, 9, James H. Baker 6th grade campus. I'd like to get that one pulled. Number 10, LaPorte Junior High. Number 11, Lomax Junior High. Number 12, LaPorte High School. Number 13, Viola DeWalt High School. And number 14, LaPorte ISD DAEP. We have item D, receive financial reports for November 2020. E, receive human resources report. F, approve employment of professional staff. G, approve budget amendment. H, approve City of LaPorte special use parking lot easement. I, approve HB3 early childhood and CCMR board plans and goals. J, approve first and second reading of TASB proposed policy CCGB local and approval of proposed policy CCGB local. K, approve regular school board meeting schedule. L, approve resale of tax foreclosure property described as Lot 1 in Block 5 in Shore Acres, a subdivision out of the W.P. Ayers survey in Harris County, Texas, according to the plot of said subdivision in Volume 7, pages 10 and 11 of the map records of Harris County, Texas, HCAD account number 058-047-005-0001, and authorize the board president to execute a resale deed. M, approve resale of tax foreclosure property described as Lot 8, Block 27 of Shore Acres, in addition in Harris County, Texas, according to the map or plat thereof, recorded in Volume 7 at page 10 of the map records of Harris County, Texas, HCAD account number 058-058-027-0008, and authorize the board president to execute a resale deed. N, approve state adopted list of instructional materials under Proclamation 2021. O, adopt the resolution number 2020-18 for participation in the Educational Service Center, Region 6, EPIC 6, purchasing cooperative through an interlocal agreement. P, adopt the resolution number 2020-19 for participation in the Education Service Center, Region 19, Allied States cooperative, purchasing cooperative through an interlocal agreement. And then Q, consider and possibly adopt the resolution number 2020-21 regarding an extension of time to use sick leave in accordance with Families First Coronavirus Response Act, FFCRA.
Mr. President, I apologize. Can we go back and pull H, please?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Which one, Lee?
H. Okay. Okay. Vice President, you mind?
I sure will. Consent items are as follows: 9B, 1 and 2, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, D, E, F, G, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and Q.
Okay. Like a motion?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. Ms. Green, motion, and Ms. Thompson, second. Okay. Board, we'll call for the vote.
Okay, do y'all have a little thing down there?
Yeah, y'all.
Do you have this little book?
Okay, actually, well, since we don't have, we'll just do the verbal thing
Yeah, we're probably
again.
gonna have to read
That's
it
right.
again.
So I'll just go down the list. Mr. Wallace, what's your vote?
Yes?
Okay. Ms. Green?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Shoppy?
Yes.
And Mr. Murdoch?
Yes.
Okay. And I am a yes as well, so that is unanimous. Okay.
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 We need to go back to B9.
C9.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
C9.
you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
C9.
C9, and I request this pull, receive principal support, James H. Baker, 6th grade campus. I just want to use this opportunity. We were blessed, as you well know, during the recess of hearing a great performance by the 6th grade Baker choir, and I just wanted to say for the public, what a wonderful performance, and I'm sure everybody on this board would agree with that statement, and I just want to give them another shout out as far as singing not only in English but also in German.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to use that opportunity to say what a wonderful performance, and thank each and every one of them, and including their teacher for the hard work and preparing for that performance, and I appreciate it. So, okay, and that's all I have on that one.
Well, they said it was German, so.
Yeah. I only got one word, like knock. That was it. That was my only German there. Okay. So now we'll move to,
You need a motion on that.
oh, okay. Yeah, we need a motion on C9.
So moved.
Okay, Mr. Wallace, and then
Second.
second. Ms. Green, second. Okay, we call for the vote, go around again, verbal. Mr. Wallace, what's your vote?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Green?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Shoppy? Yes. And Mr. Murdoch? And I am a yes as well. And so it's unanimous. And so now we'll move to item H of the consent agenda, approved City of LaPorte special use parking lot easement. And Mr. Wallace, you requested that.
Dr. Jackson, when you emailed us, you explained what we were going to do. Would you explain to everyone else in the same
Yes, sir.
good words that you used to us and explain?
And actually, I certainly will, but I'll yield the floor, if you don't mind, Lee, to Mr. Clausen, because part of that is certainly his. So,
There
Mike,
goes the good words.
there you go.
Yeah, there goes the good one. The city has requested this easement, and really, it's a piece of property that we had to purchase when we purchased the property where we built the driveway that goes in behind Rizzuto. And it's a piece of property we just mow it. It's not big enough for us to use. We could build a snow cone stand on it, but that's about it. And so they need to expand their parking lot at the EMS station that's there. And that's where they have their meetings, and that's the main station for the EMS. So they've requested the easement, and we see no problem in letting them do that.
Right. The part that I was referring to was where Dr. Jackson said it was a goodwill gesture from the district to the city.
And it is.
That's what it is.
And I believe it is.
Yes.
It just remains to be seen if they'll return the favor one day.
I won't speak to that.
You don't
Any
have
other
to.
questions about it?
Board, any questions for Mr. Clausen?
No, I'll
Thank-
just,
Directly south of the parking lot?
It's
East.
directly east of the current parking lot,
Okay.
right there.
I think there's a fence there. Isn't there a fence?
Yeah, there's a fence. Our property is fenced off, but it's just ours.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will just say, having attended CPR classes there, that they do need some more parking. And I know when they have their Citizens Academy that the city hosts, I'm sure they need it then too. And
They do.
Yeah.
so I think it's a good deal.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, and we'll seek a motion then
So
for,
moved.
okay, Ms. Thompson.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Shoppy.
Shoppy, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Mr. Shoppy, for a
As
second.
loud as you are.
Know which one it is.
You have two mics and a loud voice.
it is.
I'm allowed not to.
Okay, we'll go down the row. Mr. Wallace,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Shoppy,
Yes.
okay, Mr. Murdoch,
Yes.
and I am a yes as well, so it is unanimous. Okay, thank you. And so now we go to action or discussion items, number 10, and part A, or item A, accept for consideration an application for an appraised value limitation on qualified property made by Steppen Company and assess an application fee pursuant to the Texas Economic Development Act, Chapter 313 of the Texas Tax Code, and authorize the superintendent to review the application for completeness and submit such application to the comptroller and engage in necessary consultants to assist the district in processing and evaluating application relating to Chapter 313 of the Tax Code. And Rhonda, I'm assuming you're presenting for this one?
And as Rhonda comes, I just want to make certain that our public and those that are listening understand, although the presenters, along with Ms. Comby, will provide ample descriptions of the process, basically an agreement for the property value limitation under Chapter 313 of the Texas Tax Code provides for a 10-year period in which the property values are limited for maintenance and operation tax purposes, and on certain new projects that create at least 25 new qualifying jobs with competitive wages and that meet other statutory requirements. Chapter 313 limits the reduction of maintenance and operations, we normally refer to it as M&O taxable value, to a floor of $80 million for LaPorte ISD on an applicant's qualified property. And I wrote this down just to make sure my notes were correct here. And under the 313 agreement, It allows for supplemental payments to the district up to $100 per student in an average daily attendance per year. And so when you hear the term 313 agreements, generally it's always a great opportunity for our district to enter into an agreement with a said company. So I yield the floor at this time to our Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Cumbie.
All right, Fred Stormer from Underwood is with us by phone. Fred, are you there?
I am. Good evening. I appreciate you all indulging me participation by phone at these times. Merry Christmas, and hopefully when all this is over, I'll be able to come down to the board in person.
I don't think anybody can step on. Oh, there you are. Okay. Come on up. We have a representative from Steppen, and she will introduce herself and tell you a little bit about the company.
So my name is Martina Hedova with Steppen Company, and we make surfactants, which are the main ingredients in soaps and detergents, which have been important in the fight against COVID recently. So we're looking to potentially make an investment, a large investment in the Bayport complex area, and it would provide at least 25 new full-time jobs, as you described, as well as utilize a lot of contractors in its construction.
Can you tell us the address of the plant?
Sure, it's 12400 Bay Area Boulevard.
Okay.
How much value of investment are you all planning?
So it would,
Okay.
203 million.
Okay.
Awesome. How long has the company been in business?
About 88 years.
Awesome.
Still,
You've been here
Mr.
a while.
Steppen actually runs
That's
the company.
long.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you said 25 full-time jobs?
At least, yes.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Any other questions?
Board, does anybody have any questions?
I'll go over the
Okay.
financial analysis.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, you each have at your place the analysis by Moat Casey, and I'm going to go over that piece because of travel restrictions and things like that. They are unable to be here. During the construction phase, 2022-23 and 23-24, they plan to have $44.9 million and $92.1 million of value, all fully taxable for M&O and INS. So the first 2 years, it's 100% fully taxable, and you can tell that by looking at the chart. Then in 24-25, the estimated value of $133.5 million becomes fully taxable for INS, and $80 million is the offset that will be taxable for M&O. Everything else is part of the limitation, which is on that first year, if you look across on revenue projection payment, estimated revenue projection payment, we'll get $58,000, and then our supplemental payment is $249,000. So basically, that revenue protection payment is our revenue loss that we have based on the formulas, and then our supplemental payment is what we'll get every year. Now, the taxable value can change. This is all estimates based on what we know now. The law could change. So as those things change, we would have to change a little bit on our projections. But basically, overall, we should get $305,000 in revenue loss payments and $1.8 million in supplemental payments. Any questions?
I think it bears repeating that goes outside of the funding formula for the state of Texas.
Correct. That's why it's so beneficial to us, because that's just
This is
revenue
not
we
subject
get
to
that is not
recapture.
part of our revenue we get through the state, through our foundation school program, and through based on our average daily attendance
All right.
and our weighted average daily attendance. Anything you have to add to that, Fred?
No, I think you did a marvelous job, and in addition to the benefits the district would receive for full values on the INS, what Steppen also estimates is providing at least 25 qualifying jobs for the duration of the agreement, as well as 100 jobs during the construction period. So we've yet to see the economic impact evaluation from the comptroller, but I suspect, as well as for the district and the community, there will be some substantial economic benefits. And we know those qualifying jobs are going to have to pay a wage of at least $66,000. And with additional jobs come some additional students. And so I think you'll be able to see some indirect benefits as well.
Yes.
The ones that you described, roughly $2.13 million.
Any other questions?
Just for information, what does this put us back to? I know we lost one, back to 9?
Yes.
Anybody else? Board, any further questions for Ms. Cumby? Thank you, Ms. Cumby, I appreciate it. Okay. Okay, now, if there's no further questions, board will seek a motion on item A, 10A. Mr. Wallace?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Shoppy, second. Okay, I'll go down the row. Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Shoppy?
Yes.
Mr. Murdoch?
Yes.
And I am a yes as well, so unanimous. Thank y'all. Okay, now we move to 10B, the one I was so anxious to go and make a motion on. Consider and possibly adopt a resolution number 2020-20 of a one-time incentive and retention payment to certain classes of employees.
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Ms. Green?
Second.
Who's second? Mr. Wallace, okay? Okay. Do we need to spell out in the motion as far as the actual, no? Okay. Okay, okay. And
Is there
so,
any reason not to?
No, not at all. You can.
I think we should.
Well, the amount is $1,000 per employee.
Yeah, I think.
All employees, no matter what they do, top to bottom.
And this will be paid out, I think this week, if we pass it.
It'll start.
Am I right?
Rhonda?
Somebody? Anybody?
Yeah, it'll be taken out before we leave for break, hopefully this week, but I can't guarantee this week because of direct deposit.
And how banks operate some, but they're starting on it the first thing in the morning.
And I wanted to make one more thing clear with all due respect to our two new trustees. This has been discussed previously with our old board. So it's, while they're going to vote, and I assume we're all going to approve it, I want you to keep in mind that this was also in the minds of our past two trustees that are no longer with us. So I wanted to make that clear to everyone.
And it goes without saying that I'm sure you might want to say something about this, but the job that each and every one of you, all of your people, top to bottom, beginning to end, started back in April, people that are still working, it is only you know what you've been doing and what it takes to have been holding this district together.
Mm-hmm.
And while we would like for it to be a way lot more money, because it certainly has been well earned, the intent is just for you to know that that this board appreciates absolutely every single thing you guys have been doing, and your people especially. So,
yeah. And to echo Mr. Wallace and Ms. Green, your hard work has not gone unrecognized, and this is starting a year, an unconventional year of any other that we have had. And so please, consider this as, showing that our recognition of how valuable each and every one of you are, and appreciate the hard work that each and every one of you have been going through this year. So, okay. Anybody else?
No.
Like to come?
I think y'all summed it up.
Okay. So we have a motion by Ms. Green, seconded by Mr. Wallace, and so now we're going to call for the vote. And so, Mr. Wallace,
The biggest yes I can say.
Ms. Green,
also a very big yes.
okay, Ms. Thompson,
Yes.
Mr. Shoppy,
A bigger yes than Mr. Wallace.
and Mr. Murdoch.
I'm not trying to outdo anybody.
I think once I said, like, what was it, I can't even think of all the different words I can imagine, but yes, an undeniable yes, okay? And so it is unanimous on that. And thank y'all, and thank y'all. And thank y'all for each and every one of you and what y'all do for our children and for our community. And so now we'll go to 10C, receive proposed amended 2021-2022 instructional school calendar.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Ms. Thompson and then Ms. Green.
We got Ms. Tiller that'll share a couple of things with you.
Okay.
All right. I printed out copies.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I know that we repeatedly say this, but our facilities and our instructional calendar are two of the most important instructional tools that we can give our campuses. And so with that being said, just want to go over with you just a little bit about the development of our of the calendar. This calendar process, and I know we say this every year, we follow the guidelines of TEA, and so we take into consideration minimum of 75,600 minutes. This calendar represents a 174-day instructional calendar. Our teachers still are expected to, they're contracted to work 180 days. And all of our campuses have a 455-minute instructional day. So this calendar represents 79,100 minutes. Our school start and stop times do, like I say, reflect the 455 minutes that we have today. We also took into consideration all of our professional development needs as far as days of planning. And I will say that in our conversations, there's never enough days for all of the professional development. We also will be submitting the TEA waiver early release for we could have up to 2,100 minutes of professional development, as long as our students come to school 120 minutes of that day. So we have this calendar represents some of those days that we have built in for early release days for professional development. And our spring break, we always coordinate with Sandjack and U of H Clear Lake because we do, we have our ACE program, we have our dual enrollment students at Sandjack, and so our spring break has to coincide with them. The process that we went through to develop this calendar, the DEIC, the LaPorte DEIC met and discussed some possibilities. We formed 4 calendar samples, and we took basically the calendar that we are currently living with, and then we got creative with some things, but taking input from the campuses. And then the DEIC, made up of representatives from each campus, took these calendars back to their campuses and met with their CPOCs, met with their teachers, and received input from them. And then we had a smaller calendar committee with representatives from each of the campuses come back with the input that they had had gathered, and we came up with the calendar that we have presented to you. Just want to point out some things. Y'all, I'm looking for my glasses, and they're on my face. Okay. Obviously, they're dirty. Okay. I apologize. Okay. According to this calendar, I just kind of break up. You know, I feel anticlimactic after what y'all have just done for us. So thank you very much. And it's like, okay, now let's talk about that. Let's get back to work. Okay. Our calendar represents the first day of school being on August the 19th. We will have our traditional praying that COVID is that we have a different start to school. Our freshman first day will be on August the 18th. We always have our Labor Day holiday. Our first full professional development day is on October the 12th. And then we, this year, I think that you probably all know that this year, we did take Election Day as a professional development day. And because several of our campuses have facilities that are utilized as election locations, we are going to continue with that, and we will continue having a professional development day on Election Day. Our early release professional development will begin in January of 2021, with the first one being the 27th of January. And then we will have a professional development day February the 15th. And then we will have another early release on March the 1st, and then one on April the 12th. These, and I think I can speak for everybody on the committee, we had some heated discussions about these because our elementary are on 9 weeks grading period schedules. Our secondary is on 6 weeks. Do we have these early releases in conjunction with testing? Do we have it in conjunction with a report card? I mean, all of these conversations came about, and we came up with these 4 days feeling like were strategically located on our calendar to be able to be utilized to talk about data, to have some professional development. You know, we start the year out with with a lot of professional development. This will give our campuses opportunities to follow up and to be able to carry on with our professional development plans. We really were very thoughtful about that, so that now then we can be thoughtful as we start planning for the next year and our district initiatives. We do have the last day of school is on the 27th. That will also be the academy's graduation, and then high school graduation will be on Friday, May the 28th. And this calendar does conclude before the Memorial Day weekend, or actually the Memorial Day weekend, but before Memorial Day.
So the changes for the spring semester are really the early release days
Yes.
that we were allowed to add.
Because we have, you know, in the fall, it's easy to get we have Columbus Day, and we have the Election Day, and then we have that, Thanksgiving. So we're not, we find that there's some breaks in the instruction in the fall. Secondary was concerned. There's always historically fewer days in the fall than there are in the spring. Well, so we wanted to have as many instructional days in the fall as we could to counter the spring. Of course, spring is whenever most of our testing is going on. The state assessments are going on.
Well, I think anytime we can give teachers more time to plan and
learn.
meet with their peers and that kind of thing, it's a good thing. And I'm glad that the state is allowing this, and we're taking advantage of it for the teachers.
Well, and just going on with the process, that I'm presenting this draft to you with your blessing, then we will be posting it on our website for a month, for the next month until the next board meeting, for any kind of public comment or questions on that. So this is just, I'm presenting this to you. So, and I also am open for any other questions.
Okay. Board, do y'all have any questions for Ms. Tilly? Okay. Thank you so much.
I do want to just say one thing that I noticed on the agenda, that it said the amended 2021 or 21-22 calendar, and it's not amended. This is just the first one. So, just,
Gotcha.
all right.
Thank you, Dr. Tilly. Appreciate it. Okay. So we have a motion from Ms. Thompson and a second by Ms. Green on receiving the proposed original 2021-22 instructional school calendar. So I'll go around for a vote. Mr. Wallace?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson?
Yes.
Mr. Shopping?
Yes.
Mr. Murdoch? And I am yes as well, and so that is unanimous. And now we go to item 11, action on closed session items. We don't have any. And so on number 12, just want to wish each and every one of you on behalf of the board a Merry Christmas, a rest of holidays, and a Happy New Year, okay? So at 12, adjournment at 7:11 p.m.